of Iran and the whole region. And we're here standing with the people of Iran. And just to say to the people on the other side of the road, being anti-war, being anti-US and Israeli aggression is not the same as being pro-regime. And shame on you for waving the American flag. After what the US has done in Libya, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, killing people in your own country, shame on you. So we are here this evening on this side of the road to peacefully protest and to stand with the ordinary people of Iran with the bombs dropping on them from the US and from Israel. And for anybody who thinks that the people who are still committing genocide in Israel could possibly care about what happens to the people in Iran, I don't really understand that way of thinking. So I'm just here to chair proceedings this evening, get some chants going. We have a number of speakers here for you this evening, but I think the first speaker I'd like to introduce, given one of the flags across the road, is Glenda. She's a member of our steering committee in the anti-war movement. She's a US citizen living in Ireland, and she has been campaigning against wars for many years. Glenda.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. You see, I'm not carrying an American flag, not because I'm not an American.
Can you hear her?
I do not approve of any of the terrible wars, the neocolonial
There's a counter-protest.
the cruelty
well.
of so many governments of this country.
Thank you, Adrian. Can you hear her?
50th year. Is this the way we should be celebrating it? Absolutely not.
Thank you, Matthew.
There's a divided public in America now, but 70-something% of Americans are against having any kind of war or attacks on Iran. The ones who are in MAGA are even somewhat divided. The ones who know what's going on, the repression in America, the cruelty in Gaza, the attempts to control other countries, Trump declaring himself president of Venezuela, starving Cuba, all of these things are unconscionable. And they're all being done at once so that people can't focus on them totally. But the people in MAGA are getting one narrative about the story, the narrative that these people seem to have themselves, that in some way Trump was going to help Iran. No way was Trump or Netanyahu ever going to help Iran. They did not attack Iran because of an imminent threat. It was not a preemptive strike. It was an unprovoked aggression. It's totally illegal for the UN. It's totally illegal in the United States Constitution.
Thank you.
And it's very important that people realize that. The people who know what's going on, the people who are protesting at the cruelty, at the concentration camps in America, at the use of the American military in American cities, particularly democratic cities.
Thank you, Florence.
They know when Trump is lying. It's easy. His lips are moving. Whereas the MAGA people, someone who come out and realize that he's duped them all. But it wasn't about nuclear things either. Iran's been saying for a long, long time, 30, 40 years, that they don't want to have a nuclear bomb. It's against their religion. The other thing is that Netanyahu has been saying for 30 or 40 years, they're just about to have a bomb. It'll be next week or at least 4 weeks from now. For 30, 40 years he's saying that. So we can't pay any attention to what they say. But look at what they do. One of the first things they attacked was an elementary school of young girls, over 100 dead. And this can't be tolerated. The people of Iran are not being helped by this. And Trump wanted to end it. He asked Iran to, basically he wanted Iran to capitulate. But Iran's not going to do that because they know what the U.S. and Israel are like.
Better?
And the aim is not also to help the people of Iran. So these poor people over there who think that this is going to help them, look at Libya. Look at what do they really want? Israel and the U.S. basically want a failed state. They want a failed state like Libya because Iran is got to be got rid of by them. They want division among the Iranians. They want this kind of thing to be going on all the time instead of everyone together. in the interest of peace and justice. And if it continues like this, what will happen is Iran will not have a new government. They'll have a government put in by the United States for its own benefit. So everybody, including Iranian Americans, are standing up against this. I won't talk much longer, I know I'm going on too long. There have already been a lot of demonstrations, hands off Iran in cities all over the United States. And nobody wants a king. The anti-king's demonstration's going on again. Code Pink has been taking missions to Venezuela. They're going to do a flotilla to have Cuba. There's a lot of goodwill in the U.S. for good behavior. But the bad trouble, we're getting in bad trouble, but the bad trouble's going to help us to change the world. So stick with the protest. Stick with the resistance. Thank you.
Hands off Iran! No more war! Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran! Hands off Iran!
No more war! So thanks to Glenda. I think really important to hear the perspective of a US citizen who does not support the actions of Trump. Our next speaker, I'm very glad to have her here this evening, is Lynn Boylan, MEP from Sinn Féin. Never has it been so important that we defend our right to neutrality. In the years since Trump has taken over as president again, he has bombed Iran. He has supported and financed a genocide in Gaza. He has invaded Venezuela and abducted its president. He's bombed Yemen and Nigeria and carried out drone strikes in Syria, Iraq and Somalia. And meanwhile in Brussels we have a commission who has cheerleaded most of this on and has stood in solidarity with Benjamin Netanyahu and his government. And where has the Irish government been during all of this, other than issuing their deeply concerned press statements? They have refused to call out these illegal acts. They have refused to condemn the attacks on Iran and the war crimes and the deaths of 155 little schoolgirls. Not once has this government criticised the US or Donald Trump. Shame on them. Instead of defending international law, they're cowering behind the EU and Ursula von der Leyen, while the US and Israel are running roughshod through international law. Only today, the US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said he will follow no stupid rules of engagement. They are openly saying they are going to commit war crimes, and yet our government still won't condemn them. The US and the Middle East never ever ends well. We all know this. Only the Iranians should have a say in their future. It's time to defend our neutrality. It's time to defend the triple lock. And it's absolutely bloody time to get the US military out of Shannon Airport.
Been 40 years now, man.
Hey, Hellboard.
Here's our chair. US military out of Shannon. US military
Out of Shannon!
US military
Out of Shannon! Hands off Iran! No more war! Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war! Okay, thanks very much to Lynn. Our next speaker is TD for People Before Profit, Richard Boyd Barrett.
As Sarah said, we are not here as supporters of the Israeli regime. But what we are the Iranian, we're certainly not supporters of the Israeli regime. But what we are is against naked imperialism and warmongering. And that is what we are witnessing. This is as flagrant and brazen a breach of international law as one could possibly imagine. A self-declared military assault by the United States in the interest of regime change, which is an absolute violation of international law, and it can only be defined as imperialism. And how the people on the other side of the road can honestly think the slaughter of young schoolgirls in an Iranian city is going to contribute one iota to bringing a reform or freedom or self-determination to the Iranian people or the wider region, I cannot understand. The people
Dublin
who are
City
carrying
Centre,
out this military
Ireland.
assault are up to their neck in a genocidal massacre for the last 2.5 years in Gaza, carried out by Israel, continuing as we speak, armed and financed by the United States. So when these people wave the flag of the regime that armed and financed the genocidal slaughter of maybe 75,000 Palestinians, that is shameful, absolutely shameful. It is a betrayal of humanity, of people in Palestine, but all the rest of it. Because if they can get away with this in Palestine, if they then go on to do it in Iran, where does it stop? And it's very, very clear from Trump threatening Cuba, attacking Venezuela, threatening Greenland, threatening any regime in Latin America and saying this is our sphere of influence. We assert the right to militarily intervene in order to protect our interests and our spheres of influence. And of course, the double standards are grotesque because the very, very same governments in Europe who rightly condemned Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, which was an illegal, unjustifiable assault on Ukraine, are deathly silent or worse, complicit when it comes to an equally nakedly imperialist military intervention by the United States. It is absolutely shocking that at the best the Irish Taoiseach could say is he was concerned. Remember the hyperbole when Russia invaded Ukraine. Rightly he said Putin is a top, he's a tyrant, he's a warmonger. But strangely none of those words are used by our government to describe what Trump and the Israelis are doing. And of course, not a single sanction after all the slaughter of the people of Palestine, not a single sanction on the regime committing genocide, multiple war crimes against the Palestinian people, ongoing ethnic cleansing. And for anybody to think the US is going to go from all of that to promoting democracy for Iran, I'm afraid they are in for a very, very sad awakening. I mean, just look at the United States as all their allies in the region.
Please don't spam the chat, thank you.
A brutal dictatorship, absolutely savage dictatorship. The other Gulf states, where's the democracy there? None whatsoever. So yes, I have major problems with the Iranian regime. But that's up to the people of Iran to decide. It's not up to the United States. It's not up to us. But what is up to us is to protect our tradition of neutrality. And by neutrality, as we stand outside the GPO, let's remember where that tradition came from. It came from an anti-colonial revolution in this country against war. When Connolly led the Citizen Army out in 1916, he said, neither king nor Kaiser. We're not lining up with imperial powers who want to send out young working class people to slaughter each other for power and for empire. And how right were they? When you think about the tens and tens of thousands of Irish people who were killed in that war, along with 14 million others slaughtered in these imperial wars. So that's where our tradition of neutrality comes from. And if we have any respect for our own revolutionary history, then it is about standing against imperial powers, calling them out, standing against their warmongering, and standing with the oppressed when they fight colonial and genocidal regimes like the Israeli regime. And that's why we have to say the United States military should be out of Shannon. I mean, right now, they're counting, they're saying 20,000 people in Ireland are in the Middle East are having to shelter from possible missile assaults. That's down to what the US and Israel have done. So they are threatening the lives of Irish citizens. And we are complicit while the US military continues to use Shannon Airport. And we know that the Irish government are moving in the next few months probably to dismantle the triple lock to allow us to send more troops involved with NATO military actions of this kind. So this is about us as well. It's about saying we do not want to be complicit with an imperialist agenda. We do not want no Irish people sent out to fight in imperial wars. So, although tonight is a short notice protest, it is important that we build up these protests. We don't know how long this may last, but you just think about the last intervention of the United States in Iraq, supposedly about weapons of mass destruction which never existed, supposedly to make life better for the Iraqi people. What actually happened? 1 million people were killed in that intervention. Millions of Iraqis were displaced. The country was absolutely devastated. You look at what happened in Libya, destroyed, absolutely destroyed. So we have to stand up against this madness and warmongering and imperialism. So well done to you for coming out, and let's continue to build the protests over the coming weeks.
Hands off Iran!
Thank you,
No
Matthew.
more war! Hands off Iran! Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
US military!
Out of Shannon!
US military!
Out of Shannon!
US military!
Out of Shannon!
US military!
Out of Shannon! Okay, thanks very much to Richard. I just want to say one of the most inspiring protests in recent years has been the woman life freedom movement in Iran. And many of us stood here in this very place with women protesting against the brutality of the regime in Iran. So I'm very privileged to be able to introduce the speaker to you from Iran. Especially given what's happening across the street. Her name is Mansour Venkish, and she's going to speak to you now.
Hello everyone, my name is Mansour Venkish, and 6 of my siblings were murdered by the brutality regime of Iran. They were leftists. These pictures, my sister, 4 of my brother and brother-in-law, in decade 80s, and many of the people in Iran, many 77 years fighting for freedom, equality, and social justice. And we don't want monarchy, we don't want war and attack to Iran. What is very fairness you say about a fascist regime of Iran? And 47 years they attacked two people, killed people, and arrested people, tortured people, poverty people, and many of them discrimination, apartheid, and massacre. And the next recently, they were killed, massacred, more than 10,000 protesters, all of us young, and they massacred 230 children under 18s, and many of them are in the prison and under execution. Their life is very, very dangerous, and you won't say about them. Not only war is very, very difficult and many of people killed. We don't like war, but we don't like regime. And you should say about both of them, not only one way. This is fairness. You say about all of this. For fascist regime of Iran, many of them in Iran fighting for freedom, equality, and justice, not monarchy, not war, not anything. They don't like, many of them don't like the Trump and Netanyahu and all of the powers. They want to come to Iran and change. We don't want change from the above. We want change from the down, with the people, with the fighting of people. And I want you will be voice of them and support of them. Not only say about USA. You should say about the people in Iran. You should hands off people of Iran, not the regime of Iran. Regime of Iran is very, very, very fascist and is very, very important. You say about both.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mansour. Not easy for you to be here this evening. We just have one last speaker, and then we'll have some chants, and then we'll all peacefully go home. Our last speaker is also from her family are from Iran, and her name is Farah. Please be patient for a few more minutes. We'll hear from Farah.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm speaking. Can you get your cigarette out of my face, please? I'm speaking. Thank you. Yeah, thanks very much. Thank you so much to everybody for coming. I prepared some notes on my phone.
Please do not spam the chat.
I'm upset, and having people across the road screaming at us doesn't help, but that's fine. I also want to point out at the lack of women that are standing on the other side of the road, and that is because the Iranian left is overwhelmingly feminist and women. We know that Israel and the US have nothing. They have nothing to offer the people of Iran, and the leftist, feminist group of people in Iran know this. So I just want to shed some light on that. We have watched the people of Iran suffer under
Please
the current regime.
Please don't spam the chat. Thank you.
We've seen oppression, imprisonment, killings. We witnessed the death of Mahsa Amini, which sparked the Women Life Freedom movement. And we saw the morality police cracking down on protesters to silence them. And we saw the very same across
Iranian
the
people.
last month. Sorry. I want to condemn the regime in the clearest manner possible, which the people across the road don't seem to understand, that we do not support the
There's a
regime.
counter-protest here.
But for some reason they think that Khomeini's death is going to end the regime. It is not. This regime is not
Yeah, we're
based
for
on
you,
one person.
Keen.
It is
No war in Iran.
an ideological theocracy, and it is going to continue. There are 100 other people who are just waiting to take his place and continue the fight. There are people waiting in the wings, ready to take up this mantle, and the US and the Israel have candidates that they want to push themselves to regain control and push their imperialist agenda in Iran. And that is including Reza Pahlavi, who they have on flags and posters across the road. Make no mistake that this is a grab for oil, it is a grab for money, and it is a grab for power. This is not an act of heroism, and it is not a bid to save the people of Iran. Freedom cannot be delivered by bombs. Bombs have resulted in the death of 150 plus school children, mainly young girls, in Iran on Saturday. These attacks are going to continue in a bloody back and forth between Iran, US, and Israel. And the people of Iran, the ordinary working class people, are going to be the ones who will
She is
suffer.
from Iran, the woman who's speaking.
It is also important to acknowledge that we cannot defend or justify the actions of the regime under the belief that they are an axis of resistance. They may be an axis of resistance for oppressed and occupied territories, and we will always support a free Palestine, but this cannot be at the cost of the lives of Iranian people. We cannot idealize a regime that murders and tortures its people to retain power and control. I've seen many people on the left since Saturday morning mourning Khomeini and saying that he has been martyred, that he will rest in peace for everything that he has done to support Palestine. And all this rhetoric does is put the lives of Iranian people and Palestinian people on a scales, weighing them against one another and trying to decide whose lives are more valuable than the other. But we also cannot be under the illusion that re-establishing a monarchy or returning the Pahlavis to power is the answer to this. There is a reason that you see US flags and Israeli flags being flown together at other pro-Iranian protests, and US and Israel will never ever have the interests of the Iranian people at heart. We need to support the resistance in Iran, the ordinary people who are fighting for freedom and for autonomy, for independence, people like my family, people who believe that they should be free and that they should not live under a regime, and they should also not live under the thumb of US and Israel. The media and pro-monarchist imperialist followers want us to believe that this left fighting force does not exist, that there isn't a force fighting and willing for things to be different, but there is. These are the people who need our support, not the regime, not Trump, not Netanyahu, but everyday working class people who have stood in defiance of oppression for 47 years and continue to do so today. So free Iran, free Palestine, fuck the US, and fuck Israel!
So, thanks to everybody. I think we should just finish with a few chants and follow what Farah just said. Free Iran! Free Palestine! Free Iran!
Free Palestine!
Free Iran!
Free Palestine!
Free Iran!
Free Palestine!
Free Iran!
Free Palestine!
Free Iran!
Free Palestine!
US military!
Out of Shannon!
US military!
Out of Shannon!
US military!
Out of Shannon!
Thank you, everybody.
No more war! Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war! One more thing. Sorry, just before people start drifting away, I forgot
Hi,
to say,
Adrian.
this was called at very short notice. This is an emergency protest. We hope that there will be more protests in the weeks ahead, standing with the people of Iran, standing against US and Israeli aggression. And so follow the Irish anti-war movement and all the other peace groups online, on our website, on social media, and hopefully see more of you at the American Embassy next time. Thank you, everybody.
Hands off Iran! No more war! Hands off Iran! Hands off Iran!
Just one more thing. There is a neutrality protest on the 18th. So 18th of March at the door at 6 p.m. So if people can make that. There's also a neutrality motion tonight in Dublin City Council. So there's some people up there at the moment holding a protest up there. So we want to defend Irish neutrality. So again, on the 18th of March at 6 p.m. at the Dáil, if you can head to the neutrality protests. Thank you very much.
Hands off Iran! No more war! Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
Hands off Iran!
No more war!
US Israel out of Iran! US Israel out of Iran! US Israel
out of Iran!
US Israel out of Shannon! US Israel
out of Iran!
US military out of Shannon! US military
out of Shannon!
US military
out of Shannon!
US military
out of Shannon!
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
There's a counter protest as well. 1 minute. Sorry, guys. Hi, Oregon Valley Group. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. That's very good. Oh, getting over here.
We supported those protests. And these people who are protesting on the other side of the street tonight, how can they think that the people who are actively involved in genocide currently in Gaza, because there has not been a ceasefire, thousands, tens of thousands of women and children killed in Gaza, how can anybody think that those people care about women or anybody else in Iran? How can those be the people who are going to safeguard rights or deliver rights? We don't believe that's going to happen. So I think it's really important. Like the young woman from Iran said at our protest here this evening, you know, she has family there, she hasn't heard from family, and she herself said that, you know, imperialist bombing is not the solution to the lack of rights in Iran.
And what is the Irish government not currently doing that they should be doing more of in order to help the cause?
Well, the first thing they should do is condemn the US and Israeli aggression. The second thing, which is, you know, it's I think one of the most popular positions in Ireland at the moment, is stop the complicity. We're complicit in so many ways in what the US and Israel are doing. We're allowing the US to refuel the Shannon airport. The US is using our airport in a neutral country on its way to commit aggression in other countries. So that's the first
That's the first thing. We've been demanding this for a long time. Stop letting the US military use our airport. Second of all, and this is to indicate that there is going to be, it's already started, there is a campaign in Ireland at the moment to defend neutrality. There's going to be a protest at the Dáil on the 18th of March at 6 p.m. There's going to be another national demonstration in the months after that. Poll after poll show that in Ireland the majority of people want us to stay neutral. And neutral means, it doesn't mean that we don't take a side. It means we actively fight for peaceful resolutions to conflict, not get involved in one side or another and the military project which benefits nobody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope that was okay. I was talking very fast.
That was great. No, that was great. Thank you. Don't worry, we'll make it look good. I'm Sophie. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for everything you do. I'll see you on the 18th. Yeah, thank you. I gotta excuse. I can find it. Excuse me. Would you mind telling my chat what's happening tonight at the council?
Just give me 1 second and I'll introduce this lady to somebody and if you stay right here, I'll come back to
I
you
will.
in 5 seconds.
Okay.
And I'll see you again, I'm sure.
1 minute, guys.
Farah.
And thank you for speaking tonight. Thank you for speaking.
Oh, am I speaking to you?
No, this
sorry.
is another lady.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much.
I meant earlier. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Just it was mentioned about the what's going on in County Council tonight in regards.
I didn't get the outcome. I don't know there was a vote. I just know there was a protest.
Okay.
Somebody else might know more than me.
All right. Perhaps it's too soon then.
Yeah, but I think the vote is on tonight.
But it's in regards to neutrality, correct?
Yeah, it was
what
a
was
motion.
the? What was
I
the?
can tell you the
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
So this evening in Dublin City Council there was a motion in defence of Ireland's neutrality, and a protest was organised by the Dublin 3 neutrality group, and it's one of many motions that has been tabled in county councils all around the country to defend Ireland's neutrality, which is what the majority of Ireland's people want, judging by all the opinion polls.
Thank you so much. We look forward to finding out the result of tonight. And thank you for all your hard work. I really admire you.
A lot of things. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you. It's kind of emotional tonight, all right?
Yeah.
With the speakers and I'll email you this. Okay, thank you. But will I send it to the Irish Neutrality email?
Yes, and I'll get it there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for speaking. Thank you, everyone.
With our other roommate,
Thank you. I see you often as well. Do you know if there was any result of the? Do you know if there was a result of the motion tonight?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Some guards. Counter protests. Thank you, Matthew.
everywhere, do what they want to the people of Iran. And as we speak, Benjamin Netanyahu has over 100,000 troops on the border with Lebanon, and they're pushing north towards Lebanon. And I believe they really want to, the people in Lebanon are in a terrible panic at the moment and are driving up north away from the southern border of their country to avoid the onslaught of Israeli troops. And I believe they're going to try and take over the lands and the properties of Lebanon, just like they did in Palestine and just like they're doing all over the West Bank, and put in their own settlers. It's a really, really dangerous time in the Middle East, but therefore in the world as well. Because what happens in one very important part of the world affects us all. Obviously, markets and people who do politics are worried about the price of oil. I'm more worried about the cost to humanity. The humanity of the people of Iran, the over 100 schoolgirls that were killed in the bombing, and the many, many more people that will be killed, and also the many, many people who are being killed in Lebanon and beyond, in other countries as well. This is all about competition, who's in charge of the world's resources, oil being a very key one. And I'm old enough to remember being on the streets over 20 years ago, shouting no blood for oil, when Bush was threatening at the time to invade Iraq. And we all know what happened since. It was an absolute disaster. And he went in under the pretext of weapons of mass destruction. Just like, not dissimilar at all to the way Trump and Netanyahu have gone in to Iran on the pretext of they're afraid of the nuclear weapons. The only power with fully armed nuclear weapons in that region is Israel. A power which has just slaughtered over 100,000 Palestinians, most of them women and children. Can we trust them with nuclear weapons? That doesn't seem to be a problem. But the problem is oh hello, they might have nuclear weapons or be able to make them in the future. So we're going to go in and bomb the bejesus out of them. It is very scary, it is very worrying, and the rest of the world are not standing up to him. Keir Starmer was out straight away giving him support. Our own government, all they can say is they're concerned. They could not condemn it, they could not call it an illegal action. We are living in a very polarised world, and we're living in a world where our leadership has no bottle whatsoever. So it is down to ordinary people, the ordinary people of Iran, of Ireland, of Palestine, of the US, where they've been terrific in fighting back Trump's agenda. We have to be the power that balances against this evil, which could destroy not just all of the people on it, but the planet itself. So it's a very worrying time and worrying for the future.
I think I just get you to say in like 15 seconds or less, I'm going to ask the other side too, and this one you can look right into the camera for this one. Just,
I'm looking into the camera at these things here.
Yes, these two, yep. And this will be for social media purposes. Can you just, what do you make of the U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran over the weekend?
Well, it's shocking. It's very scary. It's shocking. I'm very worried about the implications of it. It's already spread throughout the region. And they're doing it on the pretext that they're trying to have regime change from what has been a brutal regime that has dominated that region, that country for 47 years. And I have Iranian friends here on this side. Interestingly, they're women who have put up with the theocracy that has tortured and killed and persecuted them. But the answer is not for the Americans and the Israelis to go in and bomb them. We need the ordinary people of Iran to decide their future, not the bombs raining down on them.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll take that mic back from you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so small. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for that. Good luck with your work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bree. Thanks for always being here. You're always so reliable. Do you know if there was a result on the motion in the county council today?
I don't know what the result is. No,
right.
but I left there before the council meeting started in order to come here. But we get the news later on.
It may be too soon, maybe too
we get the
soon.
news later on. It might be too soon, is right.
Yeah.
And I heard that the management of the council were probably going to try and defer the motion.
Okay.
But whether they can do that or not, I don't know. It's so long since I was in the council, like it was a long time, and I even forget the mechanisms of how these things work. But whether they'll be able to defer it or not, I don't know. I hope the vote is taken tonight because we really have to start mobilising in terms of defending our neutrality.
Yes. So I'll see you on the 18th then.
You certainly will. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, not at all.
Thank you.
Take
Awesome.
care.
Oh, here, I should give you one of these. Just a minute, guys. Just in case if you're interested in, because I see you around, but that's my YouTube channel. No, it's a bit of everything.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's mainly looking out.
I'll get a leaf for some people before profit for you.
Awesome, thanks.
All right. Okay, see ya.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody in Dublin city centre. I'm still trying to see if there was any result of a motion in regards to Irish neutrality put up to council tonight. Hi, how are you? Oh, so lovely to see you. Just one moment. Sorry, do you know if there's any news about the motion yet? If there was any...
About the voting?
No,
in the City Hall, sorry.
So it'll be too late. Too early, probably.
Probably too early, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
The other side.
I just have to pick yours up now. Thank you, everybody.
I tell you what I'm doing.
Hey, everybody. So we're gonna. It's okay. The political protests. The chat is the most active, with the most opinions, but also with some opinions that are just for the sport. I think, I'm afraid. Thanks very much for joining me. It was a last minute. It was a short notice emergency protest here in Dublin city centre at the Spire, and we'll be all heading home now. I'll be trying to see the results of the motion in the council in regards to Irish neutrality, trying to push through change the legislation Irish neutrality, which is worrying. Thanks, everybody. Thanks very much for hopping in on short notice. Everyone was welcome to come and see what was happening here. Thank you. Thanks very much, GM Farah, Little Wildflower. I will be. Thanks so much, Matthew. Thanks, Roxy. Thanks, everybody that hopped in here. Thanks, Adrian, Halliburton. Everyone of you. Thank you very much. Take good care. If I find the result of the motion, I will let you know, but like as Breed said there, it looks like it's going to be deferred. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you, Matthew. Thanks, everybody. Courage and peace. See you soon. Keep an eye out for me. Thank you. Thanks again, Matthew. Thank you. Have a good day. Peace. Thanks, Roxy. Peace.
Mario